Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
We're going to make a starter today, or we're going to drink a starter
Drink
today.
a starter?
This is a, oh, cheers. Let's take a sip while the foam is still beautiful. Cheers. It's homebrew clear.
Oh, that's refreshing.
Ah,
That's lovely.
that's good for what ails you, or what lagers you.
What lagers? Oh,
That's tasty.
that's scratching my itch.
Wish I had a nickel. Enjoy that while I talk about it. Now, this is the first of a two-parter, because in the second part, we're going to taste a giant beer that came out of a Mash Your Luck challenge from Basic Brewing Radio.
And this is the starter.
This is the starter. There's a good strategy if you're going to make a giant high-gravity beer, and that is to use a whole lot of yeast. And so sometimes to get a whole lot of yeast, you make a 5-gallon starter, which is essentially what this is. I made a simple Pilsner beer, and I used the yeast slurry from that beer to put the second beer on top of, to give it a good, healthy start. So you'll see next time the big beer. That'll be our after Christmas episode. This beer is just going to be our palate cleanser. I'm calling this my starter Pilsner.
Starter Pilsner.
Super simple. I started with 8 gallons or 30 liters of water at 163 degrees Fahrenheit or 73 C, and into that I put 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms of Pilsner malt. That's it.
That's it.
I mashed at 155 degrees Fahrenheit or 68 C for 60 minutes.
You didn't do a step mash?
Did not.
Okay.
Super simple. At the beginning of a 60-minute boil, I used 2 ounces or 56 grams of Czech Sats at 2.5% alpha acid. That's it for the hops. Then I chilled down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 C and pitched a packet of Imperial L17 Harvest. No starter for that one. Those 200 billion cells were quite happy. I fermented for a while at that 60 degrees Fahrenheit in my kegerator. When fermentation slowed down, I took it out for diacetyl rest to bring it up to room temperature to clean out any off flavors. I don't think there were any at that point, but just to be sure.
Yeah.
So, original gravity 1044, final gravity 1010 for an ABV of only 4.4%. Super, super, super simple. Now, the danger in brewing a super, super, super simple lager is that any flaws will jump right out.
Yeah.
Flaw number one, it's not real clear. I didn't do, other than a Whirlflock tablet, I didn't do any kind of clarifying. I didn't do gelatin in the keg, which I could have done to clear it out a little better. But again, I was going to use the dregs from that primary carboy to ferment the second beer, which you'll see in the next show.
Right.
So, what do you think?
I think it's absolutely delicious. This is my kind of beer anymore. I really enjoy these 3.5 to 5.5% range beers that aren't trying to do everything all at once. This kind of has one mission: to be delicious and to be quaffable. So it's 2 missions. What did the Romans ever do for us?
And the roads.
And the roads. Of course, the roads. But it only has 3 missions: to be quaffable, enjoyable, and cheap.
Count thou not to 4. 4 is right out.
Bring in the holy hand grenade. No, but more seriously, on the beer that we did previously, so we've already shot a show. That other beer was very good. Big, giant, just a different animal. Not knocking that beer, but this is what I want to come home to.
Yeah.
The other one, that's a floozy. Spend the weekend with that beer.
It's all flash.
It's all flash.
But you get tired of it real quick.
You get tired of it.
You could spend your life with this.
Yeah. This This is mama. Just come home.
Now, what you're looking for in a lager,
Yeah.
especially a home brewed lager, and I brewed it kind of warm. I brewed it at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15C, which is the upper range that Imperial yeast recommends for harvest. I wanted it to ferment cleanly,
Yep.
and get done fairly quickly. The danger things that you're looking out for, especially with a homebrewed lager, are diacetyl flavors, which is like buttery, butterscotch, a slickness.
Circus peanut.
No. I have had a beer with circus peanuts, or the flavor of it. Also, you don't want DMS, which we're brewing with a very light colored base malt. So in the old days, in the old Pilsner malts, you had to make sure you had a vigorous boil to get those corny off flavors, the DMS off flavors. So, do you taste any off flavors?
I don't get any corn. I don't get any of that DMS. I don't get anything like that. I think it's just almost a perfect beer. I really like this style of beer so much, and it's well brewed. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's cloudy. It's a little cloudy.
It's a little cloudy, but
if you were to get this in
in
a pub or a restaurant or something, you might say, okay, maybe you should have passed it through a filter, but But again, this was a starter beer. This is something for utilitarian purposes. It was a sacrificial beer that I just used the yeast from the carboy and pitched the new wort directly on top of it. And spoiler, that beer, the giant beer, got fermenting with it. By bedtime, it was like, it had a big thick head on it, and it was blurping away in the kegerator. So mission accomplished. Good work, little beer.
Yeah. And did you happen to say, how long did this lager before you...
Did you happen to say... I brewed it on the 3rd of October. I kegged it on the 10th.
So not a long kegging time or lagering time.
No, not
It
at
didn't
all.
spend 3 months in a limestone cave.
But it's been in the keg upstairs at lager temperature for a month and 5 days.
Well, it's delicious.
So it has been lagering, and I'm kind of surprised it's not more clear than that. When you do let it room up to warm temperature, when you do let it warm up to room temperature, it does clear out. So it's like a chill haze. So anyway,
That was my next question.
I always say if you don't like the way my beer looks, just close your eyes.
Just close your eyes and think of England.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So next
Beer number 3.
Yeah. Happy No, wait. Have we had Thanksgiving?
Which holiday?
Everybody's had Thanksgiving already. So I hope unless you're in Canada, maybe I don't know. Anyway, happy Turkey Day if you had one.
Veterinarian's Day.
If you hadn't, have one. All right. Should we have another beer?
Yeah, let's do.
I think we should have a 13% beer. Woohoo! All right. Cheers, everybody. Happy brewing.
I might have leprosy. No, that's not leprosy. Just need to shower more often.
Don't wrestle with armadillos.
We have some.
Come and visit us online at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on homebrewing. You can also find our DVDs and our brewer's logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer.
We have a resident armadillo.
We've got raccoons.
Trade you.
Our possums are the ugliest. Oh my God.
They eat ticks.
Oh,
Possums are very good for your environment.
they're nasty.
They're not. They're misunderstood.
We've had woodchucks too. How much wood?
Wood, chuck.
Okay.